What's going on, guys? This is your boy Rain here, and today I am back with a brand new video. It's been a week. I apologize for the wait, but I am here. I have not gone forever. But I want to talk to you guys about the big three of hip hop, and specifically about the new generation on who is going to take the throne, I guess, away from Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, and Drake when those guys either become part timers or retire, like J. Cole himself has the fall off record and saying that he's done after this. But obviously, these guys, all three of them, are pushing 40 or are 40, and I personally think they make so much money. There's not really a point in them really holding a full-time career in hip hop anymore. They've already done everything they need to do. Like, I think Drake will keep going and he'll eventually slip off over time. I think Kendrick will probably go back in hiding for a while and drop an album every once in a while. But respectfully, I want the topic of who I personally think could replace these three as the next big three in hip hop. When it comes down to influence, when it comes down to numbers, and when it comes down to just overall talent, because you have to think that these big three represented something different in their own lane. Now, yes, J. Cole and Kendrick are very comparable in a lot of ways, but they all kind of were in that pop rap lane in the early 2010s. And then Drake stayed in pop. J. Cole went more into a philosophical, deep underground, boom bap rap. And Kendrick kind of just did whatever. Mostly went back to pop rap, though, I can't lie. Now, when it comes down to the conversation of artists that could do this, we have to consider artists that are not around the same age as these three to begin with, because that would be kind of redundant. You know what I mean? We have to think about artists that are younger that could hold the mantle for a long period of time. So artists that one artist I'm not going to mention in general is Future. Now, Future, I think he's already held the mantle specifically for the genre of trap music for the last over 10 years now. So he's honestly like in the big three, like honorable mention wise, in my opinion. Like, he's already done so much for the culture that I would personally have to say that he is definitely a big three already. But when it comes down to the new generation, this is my personal big three that makes the most sense to me when you're considering the age of these guys, when you're considering the influence that they've already had, and also just being the next generation. The first person that comes to mind immediately is Travis Scott. I think Travis Scott, um, I'm not putting him in the new big three because Travis has been around for a while. Don't get me wrong. He's been around since in the mainstream since 2015, and he's had massive successful albums, and he's honestly been like in the top 5 rappers for the last decade. And he's an easy person to just push and be like, he's the face of hip hop when these three guys retire. You know what I mean? Like, that'll be the first person you think of because of all the promotion he's done with McDonald's and Fortnite, and having Goosebumps being like one of the most performed songs of all time live as well. Like, with the most eyes watching. So Travis Scott's obviously in this conversation. There's no denying this. The next person that is more intertwined with the year of 2025 and 2026 is Playboy Cardi. Considering that Playboy Cardi had the top selling rap album of 2025, he's definitely the biggest rap star currently. The problem with Playboy Cardi is consistency with dropping projects, because obviously in the year, oh my god, my cats are just zooming around, bro. Um, in the decade, he's dropped 2 albums, and both of them they've been very successful. Don't get me wrong, and he's been on one hell of a fucking run. But it's really based off of Cardi's consistency, if he can even be considered that. And I know people are gonna be like, "Well, bro, like Kendrick took years off, J. Cole took years off. What are you talking about?" But like, it's a different genre of hip hop. Like, Cardi needs to drop a bit more because I feel like not all of the music is gonna age for multiple years to come. Like, there's some songs that do, don't get me wrong, and I think a lot of Cardi's earlier projects represented that. But specifically, I think in my head, I would full blown argue that Cardi right now should be in the conversation of the big three. Now, another artist that I think a lot of people are not really gonna look at, or and like I guess these kids are not gonna look at, is Jid. JID. I think Jid is probably the best um current lyricist in the game right now that is actually trying to be the best. If that makes any sense. Like, he actually is going out there and he's busting his ass. Don't mind the j.cole highlights. I thought it would be a kind of funny touch just to throw in j.cole playing basketball. Um but, like, I would personally say that's a really good argument to make for Jid. Like, Jid's every album he's dropped, he's gotten to the Grammy noms. He's always been in that conversation. Like, if he gets a Grammy this year, for example, I would personally say you should definitely put him in the big three. A lot of people underrate this man because of his sales, but he is the protege to J. Cole, so I have to give all the respect in the world and say Jid should be in the conversation. Now, the real last person that I want to consider in the conversation for the big three is Baby Keem, which is of course Kendrick's cousin. He's only dropped like one mixtape and one album since he's been in the game. But what I will say is that he has shown so much potential with his work, with the little work that he has, that it's genuinely impressive that if he drops an album, everyone's gonna click on it already. And he's just a kid. His name has gone around so fast, it's genuinely insane. And I think that Baby Keem definitely could have a huge future in hip hop if he truly wanted to and he cared about it. Because like Keem makes me feel like that he doesn't have that much passion for hip hop, that he kind of had more passion to like pursue what his cousin was doing instead of it being a passion for music. But let me know in the comments what you think about that, about Baby Keem. I think that it makes sense in a lot of ways that Keem should be in the top three. But I have some honorable mentions. Well, I have one specific honorable mention that I do want to mention. Mention, and that's Denzel Curry. I think Denzel has been one of the most consistent artists every year. He drops an album every fucking year, basically, and he gets incredible critical acclaim on every record. He doesn't get good sales by any means, but I would honestly put him in the big three of the undergrounds. Like, he's probably the best in the undergrounds that has to offer. Um, and yeah, that's just my personal opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And have a good old jolly day there, boys. Peace out.